In a world where two retired vets decided their phone conversations about WWE and storylines would make a good podcast, only one podcast dares to predict the future, where every move, every feud, every moment is overanalyzed. Grab your number 2 pencils. Get ready to step into the squared circle. This is your front row seat to the storylines as you wish they were written. Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Matt Jackson.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. I'm your host, as always, Sean Green, and with me, as always, is my tag partner, Matt Jackson. Matt, how you doing?
Good. I'm glad to see you back home, back in Studio A, with the
No
good
kidding.
internet. Yeah, you've had a busy time, but good time up in Dover at the NASCAR races with the family. So that's awesome.
At this rate, I should be sponsored by Starlink, Riverside. I'm putting your shit through all the paces, man. It's
There
all
we go.
gravy.
Hey,
Little sad news.
Well, before I get to the sad news, I want to appreciate the little video that you sent us from Dover. Just saying hi to me and my wife. So I thought that made my day. I thought that was really cool. So Christian and I both thought that was cool, and I appreciated that. But yeah, some sad news. WWE Hall of Famer, a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, television personality, and beloved celebrity and musician, Ozzy Osbourne, passed away yesterday at 76 from a long battle with Parkinson's. He always had a big WWE connection, Sean, from WrestleMania 2 to his appearances in the early 2000s. Before we talked about the show, the 2022 Survivor Series War Games, when they used War Pigs. And they had that great video package to open the show with Ozzy, and it just set the tone. So a big loss for rock and roll, and just one of the personalities of my childhood, because I grew up in a very religious home, and Ozzy was the devil. He was one of the main people.
Play it backwards.
The Satanic Panic. I'm sure you remember the Satanic Panic. And
I do.
You know what was cool about Ozzy? He was flawed. He had all his problems, but he was always a generous, and he was an honest person. He didn't try to hide anything about who he was. What you got with Ozzy was what you got. And like I told you before the show, the funniest thing about Ozzy in WrestleMania 2, he was just basically a cheerleader in the corner for the British Bulldogs and Captain Lou. But he comes out dressing like he's Don Johnson, trying to do a spin-off of Miami Vice with this pink suit. So 80s. But here's the Prince of Darkness in a pink suit, and that's Ozzy. So I know a lot of people out there that probably grew up listening to Ozzy, or even the youth of today still find him a huge figure in their lives. So.
Well, he had crossover stuff fairly recently, so he's been cutting, remixing, and he stayed significant. I mean, he had a concert not that long ago.
Yeah, July 5th. They had his final farewell. And then I happened to see it today, but one of my favorite videos of Ozzy, other than him yelling at the dogs and cursing at him for pooping everywhere, was when President George W. Bush was invited to the congressional press dinner or whatever it was, and W had made the comment that Ozzy was here. And in front of all these media people and politicians, Ozzy standing on the table blowing kisses to the crowd. So again, nobody else but Ozzy could get away with doing that at the White House Correspondents' Luncheon. That's what it was. But hey, I don't know if you have any Ozzy memories, but
not the only musician this week, making headlines. Listen, before I go into this, Bono will forever be typecast by South Park for me in the poop episode, where he couldn't stand being number 2. He always had to be number 1. And it turns out that he was he was a piece of poop that was raised. Oh my God, it's a great episode. But that's what I automatically associate with Bono. Hello. But no, but not the only musician this week, Matt, making freaking news. Jelly Roll out there doing some stuff with Randy Orton, putting their match with Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul over. That was good stuff. And I like that they're building it in the real world, because I think a lot of people crapped on it because they don't like celebrities coming in, and the long and the short of it is, celebrities have been part of WWE forever. WWE became WrestleMania became a thing because of celebrities. You go back to like Mr. T, Liberace, like all those early WrestleManias. It was like a star-studded cast for the time. So, like we just got to let the celebrities do celebrity stuff, and like on top of the stuff that they did on the late show, I listened to like quite a bit of clips of Jelly Roll talking to Pat McAfee about his weight loss journey and how he's gotten to this point. And I'm sorry, man, if you haven't gone out and listened to him on Pat McAfee, you need to do it, because it'll make you instantly appreciate that it's not just a celebrity showing up. It's not Travis Scott, but
Who I guess I've cut ties with from any storylines going forward. So that was good to hear from my perspective.
well, they're still trying to cut ties. They're just waiting for him to, catch up and hand him the paperwork. He's still walking down the damn ramp, but
Yeah.
like,
Trying to light a spliff in his sage.
all he had to do was walk down the fucking ramp quicker. But so, but yeah, like on a serious note though, like if you haven't listened to freaking Jelly Roll on Pat McAfee talk about his journey to getting into this match, and I think you'll truly appreciate the work that he's put in. He's living at the Performance Center right now,
Yeah.
and like on top of his other commitments, but like he's all in and he's putting in the work. He was talking about it on McAfee. He's like, dude, I got so many bruises from the ropes on my back and everything else. I was like, good on you, bro. If you're going to take it serious, like Bad Bunny obviously took it serious. Travis Scott just showed up. It is what it is. Sometimes celebrity matches are just crap. I acknowledge that, but I think with the work that Jelly Roll's putting in, it's not going to be the cleanest match, but you have to have been putting in the work to get the respect of Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, and then, like I said in the previous pod, like this is kind of the next step for Logan Paul too.
Yeah.
Like now he's got to carry a match with a celebrity, and like in his evolution as a wrestler, that's a big deal. Like that's like one of the check the blocks for being a top star, right? You know, Hulk Hogan and Mr. T kind of carried each other, stuff like that. I know I keep on going back to the old stuff, but
Well, that's
it's
a big
always
one.
in the
That's
recaps.
that's the one everybody always talks about to this day. What a big event that was. So it means something.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of internet chatter like crapping all over the Jelly Roll thing. Oh, except for the Jelly Roll match, this looks like a great SummerSlam card. Well, first of all, this will be fun. There'll be some storyline told because you have the underlying feud between Drew and Randy, and Logan's in there. There's going to be a story told. But yeah, you're not going to see. It's not going to be a 5-star classic, but should it be at least entertaining? Will it be something that'll get the crowd excited? Will it get its point across? Yes. I think so. I think it'll be enjoyable. If you're looking for a Kurt Angle Eddie Guerrero classic, you're not going to see it in this tag match. There's going to be some fun spots. I think Jelly Roll might pull something out that's going to be water cooler talk the following Monday morning.
On it now, right? He's going to drop an RKO, and they're going to do the side by side DDTs off the center rope.
Yeah.
They'll both shake their head and do the Randy Orton like DDT thing out of the rope. I pretty much already see that in my head.
What I want to see is Jelly Roll get isolated for a good portion of the match. Like a lot of times in a celebrity, they go easy on him and they don't get a lot of sell time. I'd kind of like to see if they give Jelly Roll some time in there to kind of catch a beat and then somehow get the hot tag or something like that. So I think it could be just intriguing to see, because I think that a guy like Jelly Roll, who has been to wrestling school years ago and was aspiring to be a pro wrestler when he was younger, so he knows a little bit. So I think he gets the psychology plus from watching it. So I think that they might be able to work in some stuff that might be a little different. It's not going to be the high-flying Bad Bunny stuff, God no.
No.
But as far as it's not going to be a spot fest
No.
for sure.
The best you'll get is like a tsunami off the top rope. He'll look like Bronson Reed. Like, what? No,
Now,
like,
if Jelly Roll like does a shooting star presto, I may not have ever anything to say on this podcast of value. Let's just put it that way.
hey, look, Brock Lesnar almost broke his neck doing it. So, like, I don't expect to see Jelly Roll out there doing it, right? Like,
No.
it happened. So, Matt, let's get into it. Let's talk about this week. Folks, as you notice, we've picked up the pace a little bit in these episodes, so we're going to rifle through, but we are going to break down a little bit more this week. Obviously, SummerSlam's right around the corner, you know, based on our conversation about the Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. And I think there's, you know, just to touch on that one more time, I think there's one big thing that you have to take away with this. Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are two of the biggest, longest stars in WWE. I
Yeah.
don't think Triple H goes to them and goes, do you guys kind of will you please do this? No, I think they actually saw him. He said in the interview, it was what, KO, Undertaker, and Michelle McCool showed up, and they were all giving him tips and pointers.
He's working with too, yeah. But he's working a lot with KO,
you know,
and there's somebody else down there that he's working quite a bit with.
But my point is that you don't have top stars with that longevity go, yeah, sure, throw me in a celebrity match, unless they think it's going to be good. And I think you'll get your spots. You're going to get we'll see, you know, do we get the Kumbaya Logan Paul catching the drone again or whatever? I don't care. It's going to be fun, and we'll see where it goes. So let's get into SmackDown. SmackDown started off like as a hoot. Had a hit and run. It's always nice to see the heels actually have that happen. That's a nice change of pace. But great way to start off with Bloodline Light.
Yeah, and can somebody please get San Antonio PD some new uniforms? Those things were terrible. They weren't real cops, by the way. So yeah.
No, I know, but the one guy was doing a great job. Yeah. The one dude who was like, I was like, wow, I buy it.
About the curly haired dude, the dark skinned curly haired. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He
was in the zone, man.
Yeah, he was relishing the opportunity to play cop. Oh yeah.
So, yes, he was.
We'll probably see him in NXT now in 2 months.
He's gonna be Big Boss Man 2.0. After that, we got Charlotte Flair. She defeated Raquel Rodriguez, but really the whole point of this story is to continue the not really awkward, supposed to be awkward, semi-awkward,
we're not friends.
Team of, we're not friends group of her, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, and I called it. It's working, man. Flair is actually getting legitimate face, love, and she's going to get shot to the moon when Alexa Bliss turns on her. Now, there's a rumor that the match is supposed to be her and Bliss at SummerSlam. I hate that. And the reason I hate that, it's
for the tag titles. They announced it for the tag titles. They're fighting Raquel and
I heard that they were supposed to go head to head, and I'm just like, you need to drag this shit out. Like,
no,
that might have been. I'm hoping the pace of WWE really gets back to a reasonable pace, because what's happening right now is it's PLEs, Saturday night main events, and all this other crap. They've been on a 3-week cycle, and it's too quick, and you don't get good builds. Like, one of the things that they were doing really good under Triple H was a good build, and we're not getting that. Some of the builds are okay, some of them are already easy peasy to do, but a lot of the people's gripes about Triple H as a booker right now, I'm just like, what do you want the dude to do? He's got to shit out a booking every 3 weeks for a PLE or a big time event. Like, you don't have time to build, and they need to build.
Yeah, and I agree. Because like we were talking pre-show, you look on paper, the 8 or 9 matches they got scheduled for the SummerSlam, I think is as good, if not better, than the WrestleMania card for this year.
I think it is.
The problem is they've just kind of, after like Goldberg had his retirement match, it's like, okay, now let's just start throwing out SummerSlam stuff. Some stuff does have long-term story, like Cody and Cena, of course, and they've been having this Alexa Charlotte thing go on now for about 4 to 6 weeks and some other things, but a lot of this stuff is just like, hey, like you're going to see like Roman and Jay against the two Bronze at SummerSlam. That'll probably be a thing too. They just seem like it's like
we'll get to that.
instead of doing like one thing a show, it's like they're doing three things in a show, and it's almost like that you're getting force fed too much and you just can't eat it all at once.
No, well, you're just not invested, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, you don't have that
I
buy-in
think
to
where
it. Like,
and I haven't really watched AEW, so I'm not going to fully crap on it. It's not fair to them. But I really do think where WWE was excelling more than anybody was, they let their storylines build. We wanted the longer builds. There's a place for quick builds. Like Goldberg did not need a long build, right? Like it was what it was. We all knew what it was. We knew what it was going to be. It didn't need a like extended build. But like we're going to talk about it. Like honestly, I think Roman's return is kind of meh because we don't have an investment in the build. But you know what they have been dragging out? Damian Priest and freaking Aleister Black. And I'm intrigued. So, like, it kind of got off R-Truth, and now it's Priest and Black, and they've done this really well. This has been a nice little saga leading up. So, Priest defeated Carmelo Hayes by disqualification. Hayes looks amazing. So, hopefully he gets a match lined up. But, yeah, great stuff there.
yeah, and I think we've seen a character change, a mild one with Carmelo Hayes, because now Miz is gone. If you notice, Carmelo's not wearing the little Andre the Giant necklace anymore. He's kind of like, all right, now I'm going to be a little bit more serious. I really like this match. Went to a DQ with the Aleister Black interference. The stuff I get on Wrestlers for all the time, and it is, I think Priest could have sold a little bit more. Hayes hit some really good stuff, big impact stuff, and I know Hayes is a little guy, but he hit some big impact stuff, and like Priest like popped back up. So to me, it makes Hayes' offense not look as impactful as what it was. So
I think
I
a
still
little
think
bit
some
of
of
that,
these
though,
guys
is
can use a little bit more work on their selling to believability.
there is. But I think a little bit of that is they do kind of sell Priest as kind of a monster kind of guy,
Yeah.
so he doesn't always get, he doesn't always sell. And it's kind of a shitty thing, but it did what it did.
Yeah, some chops and punches to the jaw or something. I can see him shrugging off, but Hayes hit one move. It was off the corner turnbuckle move and or something. He did something that was impactful, and he could have sold it for like another 10 or 12 seconds, or at least staggered up. He just popped up. Like he could have kind of had to work his way to his feet, but again, that's a minor thing. It's just I see that wrestling is now starting to get bigger into ring psychology, which a few years ago it was just, oh, let's make the kids happy and sell bootios and T-shirts. Now we're getting like psychology is important. So for the old timers, we're starting to see that. They're working a body part, they're working up to a certain move. So yeah, the selling is a big part of it. We talk all the
It
time about
is.
like Randy Orton selling it. Randy could be on the offense, deliver a move, and he reaches for the back. So it reminds you that, hey, you can't beat Father Time. Nagging injuries are always going to bother you if you're on the offense. So like Randy just needs to sit some of these guys down, even some of the veterans, and say, hey, even if you're intended to pop up and deliver your move in 10 seconds, for those 10 seconds between, you should sell it. And then after you hit your move or go on the offense, you should still be selling somewhat the effects for a little while. But that's just that's a Matt gripe.
No, it's not a mad gripe. It's a legitimate gripe because here's the thing. They have been focusing on ring psychology, and the best part about it is you have to sell it, right? Like you and I, it takes you out of the moment if they don't sell. And I keep on going back to it. Like one of the worst things I've ever seen for a no sell, which just turns it into a spot fest, was the side by side Canadian destroyers in AEW. How the F do you do something that cool and that awesome and they just pop back up? It's like, come on, man. You couldn't just
roll around for a second. Like, they popped right back up. And I'm like, oh, it totally took me out and it kind of disgusted me. And we'll talk about no selling because it was kind of problematic this week.
It was. It reminds me, too, like an egregious one was Triple H and Ultimate Warrior WrestleMania 12, where Triple H hits the pedigree and Warrior stands up and beats like Triple H in 90 seconds. And I get it. I know that was a punishment for Triple H. But thank God Triple H recovered, a lot of it due to his hard work. And that's the thing. These guys no sell for other people's stuff. It kills their moves or their setup or their finisher. So, you know, when guys are kicking out 4 times from somebody's finisher, after a while you're like, come on.
It's
been things.
No. And you have to sell.
Yep.
So one thing that got sold was a storyline with Solo and this hit and run thing. So they let Fatu come back. Adam Pearce announces, hey, guess what? Since you two love each other so much, steel cage. I was clapping like a little kid, like, yay! Like, I really want that.
Me too.
And, you know, and then Solo got walked off by the popo. So, like, interesting segment, but, like, it was kind of funny. Like,
it was outlandish and kind of campy, but yet it was entertaining and funny. Just like when the cops went to grab Fatu and like Pierce had to talk Fatu into go talking with the cops. And then, like, when he's done, like the cop you mentioned about, the one that was, like, relishing his role, he's like, oh, you're free to go back and handle your business.
The evidence said you didn't do it.
Yeah. And he walks away like, punk-ass police. I think he said it, like, twice, too. I think he said it later on the show.
He said it before it happened, too.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't do nothing.
Punk-ass police.
Police?
It was a little, so, yeah, it was silly, but yet, like, it was, like, when Adam Pearce came out, and basically told the cops to get him, and they went and arrested Solo. It was funny. And it was kind of a throwback to the Attitude Era when wrestlers were getting arrested on a weekly basis. You know, every week someone was getting arrested.
Well, Stone Cold, but yeah, like, you know. So after that, we get Stephanie Vakir against Alva Fire. All right, I have a huge gripe right now. Because I went from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows in 10 seconds in this match. Match notwithstanding, we all knew Vakir was going to win, right? Because she's amazing and awesome and one of the best wrestlers out there. I have to shit on this because I texted you and I'm like, oh my God, you know, the Secret Hervis is doing cool shit, like heelish shit. And then they got flipped on right away. And it was just like, you could have built them so quickly in that little segment, and you blew through the opportunity. What a fucking waste. I was pissed.
Yeah, that
because I was like, yes, they're using them right. And then they went.
Yeah. Back to being bumbling buffoons that can't, Yeah, so there's a big problem now because now Chelsea Green, I mean, yeah, we'll talk about it because she fought Charlotte Flair on Raw Monday night, but, like, they're just there to lose. They're like glorified, they're mid-card jobbers.
It's annoying. It's annoying. And they're all talented.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about it.
You've
and they
really
should be going over. And it wouldn't take much to make them credible. Right? You just got to give them a couple of wins.
Every week. Yeah, they don't need to win every week, Sean. Just every now and then. Make up like the possibility that they could win would be nice. Like, we go out there like, you even said this was going to be a squash.
We're going to reinforce this point in a little bit. We're going to reinforce this point in a little bit with another tag team. And you'll see where I'm going with that. But speaking of tag teams, so we got Andrade and Rey Fenix against DIY, against Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium. And Andrade and Rey Fenix go over. Cute little tag team. I like them. Cool. Fun match. And we also got like a Wyatt little vignette in there and everything else. And that's all I want. Just give me the why. And they gave the why.
They all talked. All of them said a piece in that. It wasn't just Uncle Howdy. I mean, everybody got a place to speak. And I remember messaging, and I'm like, hey, you got what you asked for, because everybody got to talk and explain why. This match was a lot of fun. Like, before the bell rang, I knew it was going to be Andrade and Phoenix going over, just because everybody else has had a shot or been the champion, so why not?
Well. Why not?
Process of elimination, right? But, man, it's a fun dynamic. And that tag team division is so good. But, yeah, now you've added another dynamic.
like the Wyatts playing keep away. I really want them to play keep away. Like, I'd like to see them go over at SummerSlam, not because Andrade and Rey Fenix don't deserve it, but you put the titles on them, and it's just like, all right, now we go back to everybody scrambling. I want it to get a little hellacious, and I want interference, and I want the Wyatts to go over, mostly to keep the titles away from the other teams, because I think what'll happen longer term, especially with as strong of a tag division as it is, I think if you keep the belts away from them, now they got to come up with new and inventive ways to try to get to the Wyatts, to try to beat the Wyatts, and kind of like the Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair thing. Maybe you get a couple of teams tagging up to just kind of keep the Wyatt Six at bay. Like, there's ways you could do this, but like, I think the Wyatts are a great holding spot for the belts to keep the belts away from the other teams.
Right.
Because otherwise, they're just going to keep on wrestling each other, and we're going to be like, ho hum. But right now, like, they got to get creative. They're like, okay, we fought for it. You get the next kick at the can. And yeah, I think that there's a lot of potential there.
With the Wyatts, do we keep it just with Dexter Lumis and Gacy? Or do we bring in what they call the Freebird rule, where maybe you could see, who's the big guy? What's his name? Guy with the
Bo
beard.
Dallas?
Well, Bo Dallas and then the other guy.
Uncle Howdy?
We have Uncle Howdy.
God.
He was the original member of
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan. So, I mean, that would be even better if they somehow they come out and they say, hey, we're going to use the Freebird role. So maybe one week you get Loomis and you get Rowan. Or you get Gacy and you get Howdy. But I think if you do that, you use that as if, like, say Loomis and Gacy, they're fighting a lot of teams, they're almost getting beat. Boom, you throw the Freebird rule in, you pull one of those guys out so they can take a blow, and you put Eric Rowan in there and using the Freebird rule, and all of a sudden now you have another dynamic for these teams, which they're used to Loomis and Gacy. Now, like, oh shit, now we got Eric Rowan we got to worry about. So I think you can add and make it better. I
think what you do. This would be kind of fun, right? It's kind of fantasy booking, but it's not. I would love to see them just start, all right, we focus on the tag division. You guys go fight amongst yourselves. We'll get to you. Now you send Rowan out. Rowan goes after a mid-card title. Pluck. Start plucking titles off of people to the point where, now you got Nikki Cross in a title match against whomever. Could be Stratton. Stratton and Cross should be a good match. But, like, you start picking off titles one by one, but the lead up to those is Wyatt's doing Wyatt things and making it really uncomfortable. And I think I like the Nikki Cross, Tiffany Stratton idea because there's such contrast, right? Like, Nikki Cross is like the chick from the ring that came out of the freaking well, right? Of course, I use that analogy, but I'm replaying like Scary Movie in my head. But like,
is that Scary Movie? Yeah,
she comes.
I was thinking
Scary
Ring.
Movie 3.
Okay.
3, 4.
I was thinking Ring, but Ring is a TV. I think. I gotta watch
the Ring.
This.
Oh, good God. I can't keep these things straight. Anyways, the one where
finally
the
got you on a movie
well.
thing. You always get me on the movie stuff. I got you on one finally.
Sean doesn't really do horror films, so that's how you got
movies.
Me. I'll watch comedies, but I don't do horror films.
And the worst, the more B-rated and cheesy the horror movie is, like those 80s like summer camp slashers. Yeah, those are engaging.
I can tolerate those a little bit, but I think I was a little traumatized when I was younger watching them. So like they just don't do anything for me. You take the horror films, I'll stick with sci-fi. We'll be good.
Okay.
But my point is that when it comes to Tiffany Stratton and Nikki Cross, there's a nice little contrast there in characters. Stratton is, Barbie-ish, bubbly-ish, kind of the light, whereas Nikki Cross can be the dark, and it would be a nice contrast for both of them. And it would be nice to see vignettes where Nikki Cross is creeping the crap out of Tiffany Stratton, because like let's let Nikki Cross chase. All right, we'll go horror films. Nikki Cross chases Tiffany Stratton up the ramp, and then she conveniently falls and trips and you know,
Yeah,
like whatever.
stumbling back. Yeah, played out
You
like a
know,
horror
but we
movie.
could have fun with it. But yeah, I think that there's potential there. And honestly, if I was booking the Wyatts, I would just have them start plucking away at the really competitive divisions and plucking titles or going after titles, but the build-ups could be so nice and creepy and just make people uncomfortable, and that's a great way to use them, especially now that they kind of got them away from being faces and leaned them into being heels. I think that's the greatest thing,
I
right?
think so
They
too. Yeah.
needed to be heels, but everybody was riding the Bray train. You know, there's still the Fireflies, there's still the Bray vibes. I mean, let's be real. I mean, Bray has been a heel before, so it's not that big of a stretch. It's just now they're being properly used. So now I want vignettes. I want creeping people out because, yeah, her coming out of the woodwork, just creeping Tiffany Stratton out, just seems ultimate. Because it would be a horror movie. It would be, the evilness of, chasing the cheerleader. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it could be fun, and we could get Bruce Campbell the host, and it'll be great. But all right, so the last thing we got on SmackDown
Nice Bruce Campbell
was
reference, by the way. That was
I'm a huge Bruce Campbell fan, but not for the reasons you think. I'm a huge Burn Notice fan, so like Sam Axe is the shit. So I love me some Bruce Campbell though. I love how he acts. I love him as an actor. I mean, I remember him in Briscoe County Jr. Whew, we just got off a train.
we
Anyways,
did, and that's stuff I've never seen. So I'm just sitting here like,
you never
John.
seen Briscoe County Jr.?
I don't think
Oh
so.
my god.
Yeah,
It was a TV show. It was when
I've heard
Fox
of it.
was just pumping out crap,
Is
and
that,
it
is
was
that
great.
that was probably one of the shows that people were passing around on a deployment? You got to watch this, and we're swapping hard drives. And I must have missed out on
Yeah,
that show. On that.
this when Firefly was dumb, or Fox was dumb, canceling Firefly and everything else. But it is what it is. So Cody Rhodes and John Cena have their face to face. Cody Rhodes comes out. Cody Rhodes says Cody Rhodes things, signs the contract. John Cena comes out, playing the cowardly heel, and goes, I got a lot going on. Big things, you want kind of Trump on it, right? Like, got big things, big exciting movie things, and
Beautiful big
it's going to
things.
be a beautiful, greatest thing you'll ever see. It's Peacemaker season 2, but, so he's trying to play it off and trying to get out of SummerSlam, which we all know is horseshit because it's the second biggest PLE of the year. There's WrestleMania, then there's SummerSlam, and now SummerSlam's 2 nights. You ain't getting out of it, fucker. But
Nope.
John trying to play the sympathetic, like, oh, I know the searcher. I'll give you your match. It'll happen. I promise. It'll happen.
And I even think
You
he
know,
said that he promised he'll be at his best or something. He alluded to the fact that he'll be like
yeah,
a better opponent.
And Cody goes heel, and basically with his unconscious hand signs John Cena's name to the contract, which I don't think that's legal, but whatevs. But
It's probably about as legal as those cops in San Antonio that were on TV
that's
on
true.
SmackDown. So
That means we'll have developmental talent acting as lawyers as well. So
after this, you kind of got me thinking because you were like, oh, see, Cody's turning heel, and like I always thought like now, and we've even discussed on this podcast that Randy Orton's going to go heel. I think now I'm looking at this like he's doing this big program with Jelly Roll, right? I think you kind of got onto something when you said Cena going heel when you texted me like Cena was acting heelish and he was, and even though John was playing the cowardly heel, there was a slight baby face element to it. Like, but again, he's using it as a con. But
it was the I'm trying to do right by you thing.
yeah,
And
even though
it's like I
it's
understand
best
that
for
it's
business,
fucked
he's still
up.
using that stuff.
Yeah.
But you got me thinking like maybe, and this could set up for WrestleMania where you just have your Cody Orton WrestleMania match, but Orton's the face, Cody's the heel. Orton gets a big moment down the line. I think you're going to stay. I think it's easier to turn Cody heel right now than I think it is Randy Orton. Because I think
So
Randy Orton is like mega face and
I
stuff with the jelly
disagree,
roll.
but
I I just
you
think
can't
that's
you can't flip Randy at SummerSlam. I
no,
will
you're
say
not going
that.
to flip him that.
Flipping
But
Randy is it's the easy button of flips. It's like he did Viper shit. Okay, cool. You know,
let's not do it the easy way then. That's what I'm saying.
but I think you could flip it where and Cody kind of touched on this. Cody kind of will play the I did what I had to do. I wasn't willing to do everything I had to do the first time. I had to do it this time. And I think, he does some heelish tactics. It doesn't take much. He's put heelish moves in his matches
Oh yeah, he has.
before. Like the little droplets, the little thingies here and there. That's all been the groundwork's laid. It's easy.
And
And
now
you could
it's
even move him
yeah.
back to face. It could be like when you do go into the Randy Orton program, it could be like, yo, you changed. I don't know what's wrong with you. You changed. You could go that route,
Sure.
and it's an easy flip. And then you get Cena like, I was just you know, trying to make everyone happy. And whatever. I don't care. I'm just going to ride the train.
Well, I
But
mean, with the
yeah.
street fight now, anything goes, right? So, I mean, is this where we see that Cody is going to stoop to a little bit more depravity in order to get his title back at SummerSlam? I mean,
I hope
is
so.
Cody going to kick Cena in the nuts and hit him in the head with the belt? Is that our finish for SummerSlam?
Please
It makes
knock
sense,
some sense into him.
but I
Well, it
mean,
makes sense, but
but
on the
that's what
flip
I'm
side,
saying.
it's
Now, like, if you're planning on keeping Cody, you're a baby face of the company. I mean, the company baby face, top baby face. Are you setting a good role model for like the kids that like want his weight belts and shake his hand? Like, hey, my hero. When all else goes, he's just going to kick the bad guy in the nuts, hit him in the head with a foreign object, and that's how we do
but it's a
things.
street fight, so
I
like
know,
you can get away with
I
it.
know.
But like
It's
on the flip
legally
side,
okay, but with the Cody character as a babyface, is it morally okay? So are we going against the morals of Cody and what Cody stands for if he does that, even though it's technically legal in the match. So this is the type of stories like that they really got to work. Like they got to push forward. Like Cody's a
I know
babyface,
what
but
I
like
want. I think I got it, Matt. I think I
okay,
got it.
well let's hear
So
it.
here's what Sean wants throughout the match: street fight, so objects, stuff like that. The finish is Cena going under the ring and pulling out that weight belt that The Rock used to beat the ever living piss out of Cody
Yep,
in
still
the
with the
build
blood
up
on
to
it.
Mania. And I want Cena to go ham. Just go ham with that belt and just beat the crap out of him. And like, I think that could be cool. It reaffirms the tie-in for Cena and The Rock. It kind of answers that, right? Like, even though he's not there, The Rock has got to say, "Look, I don't want The Rock there. Like, you're either in or you're out, right? Like, that's my big thing. If you're in, be in. If you're out, you're out. I don't care. Make a choice. Shit or get off the pot." But like the idea of Cena pulling out that belt, whew, that's storytelling next level. Or somehow if you want to get Cody heel, gets his hands on the belt, or he sells his soul or whatever, I don't care. He gets his hand on that belt and he beats the crap out of John Cena with it. That would also be awesome because like it'd be like, did he sell his soul?
But is that
Is
heelish,
he
or
in
is
with a
he
rock?
just, or did he just happen to get it where it's supposed to be Cena, and he's taking
Depends
out
on
his
how
anger
he
on the
answers the question of how did he get it.
right, right.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's an awesome. Does it bring the finish of the match? No, but it would sure be a really big moment in that match, which would probably set you up.
It's huge storytelling, and like
Yeah,
you put stipulation on John Cena matches because he isn't as young as he used to was. By the way, like watching Rivals, I forgot how good that dude was. He was actually really good. Like all these you can't wrestle fuckers can piss up a rope, man. Like that guy was carrying like he wasn't just carrying jugs of water, he was carrying like tankers full of water for that company. He was doing great stuff. You know, Cena doing Cena stuff was just, you know, but either way you could go, and either way would work. But man, could be a blast. I'll be interested to see. I look forward to the build up this week because that's really going to start telling the story this week.
Yeah, I mean, we'll know more Friday night. Like, if Cody starts doing more heelish stuff, maybe that leans us in that way. Maybe they back. I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see what goes on Friday night. I mean, we still got, 10 days before SummerSlam? Well, 9, I guess, basically, because today's almost over. So you got 2 SmackDowns. You got this week, and you got the go-home show, and Lord knows what can happen on Raw next week because that's a go-home Raw. We might be seeing some stuff thrown in the blender like we've seen in the past too. Overall, it was I have to say I do like the SmackDown being 2 hours. I think it's better.
2.5
than 3.
is the sweet spot.
It is.
Two and a half is the sweet spot for everything. 2.5 is the perfect sweet spot. So either.
But if I had a choice between 2 or 3, I'll take the 2 hours.
I agree. I mean, I found it more relaxing because I was like, this is dragging out. Oh, never mind. They're going to be done pretty quick. But, like,
yeah.
I love the Netflix format, though, because they did flex this week and they went 240-ish. Yeah. And I was like, oh, thank God. They got all their shit in and it didn't feel like, gotta go. You know,
I think that was the longest show since I think that was the longest Raw since the premiere. It went long.
Yeah.
But it
did.
But it was okay because it.
Well, the pacing was fine.
Yeah.
Ish.
The end of the show wasn't okay, but we're going to get to that.
Yes, we are, because Sean's got stuff to say.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into Raw. So Punk and Gunther go face to face. All right. Sean gripe number 1. Punk ran the gauntlet, said by the announcers. Punk didn't run shit. He had a match. Braun Breaker ran the gauntlet. He went all the way through.
Well, he went 3/4 of the way.
He went through the whole thing.
Yeah,
he just lost in the match.
Yep. You're right. I'm stupid.
He started and finished. He lost in the last one.
That's right. He did. He ran
about
the 45 minutes.
Gauntlet. Punk came out and was the first one out, or the last one out, and he had a match. One match. Mm-hmm. So, if you want to spare me he ran the gauntlet bullshit, I would greatly appreciate that. You know, if you say he won the gauntlet match, that's fine. They said he ran the gauntlet. He didn't run shit, and it pissed me off. Like, it was terrible. He didn't run shit. And I hope Gunther beats the piss out of him. But, that leads us into this whole Seth Rollins thing. You want to talk about, like, will they, won't they, kayfabe, gone forever, gone for hours? I don't know. I don't know what to think. Do I think it's a really cool concept if he comes out and cashes in to keep Punk from getting the title? Yep.
Yeah.
I approve of that message.
Yeah, because we were talking pre-show, and I was talking about this because I see stuff on the internet. And some people say that he's not really injured that bad, but they're playing off his major, and, that he'll be back at SummerSlam. But then you see a picture of him on crutches with his leg in a brace. But hey, guys back in the day used to kayfabe stuff. Guys would spend nights in the hospital not even being hurt. And the promoter would have to pay a hospital bill just to sell the angle. So, like we kind of talked about it.
They also said that the test results were inconclusive.
Yeah.
Now, totally possible if there's major swelling, you can't get a clean MRI.
Right. They said up to 10 days for the swelling to go down to get a good read on.
We're not going to know. We're not going to know, but I'm going to err on the side of it's a legit injury.
Even if WWE finds out, unless it's a legit, he's out 4 to 6 months. But you know what? Even then, I wouldn't say it. I would let that suspense go because there's a lot of internet chatter about it. Is he coming back? Is he not? Is he hurt? Is he kayfabing us? Is he, what is it? So like, if I'm WWE, and like I know, like the word comes back from the doctor, he's out X amount of time. I'm not going to say a fucking word. I'm just going to let that ride through SummerSlam. And if he's out 4 to 6 months, you address that shit on Raw Monday night. Because after you've had your SummerSlam come down, then you bring it up. And the whole time the fans are just like, we thought he was coming back. And now, he's really hurt. Or If they do bring him back at SummerSlam, it'll just be interesting to see what they do with that. But that promo, I really like what Gunther was getting at. Oh, maybe I'm biased because I'm a Gunther guy. But like when he was talking about how they were similar, how like they don't make a lot of friends, their goal is to win and all that stuff. And then Gunther compared them, and what drove me nuts was the freaking Houston crowd was so obnoxious on this show. Like nobody could get their shit in, faces or heels.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they wouldn't even let the baby. They wouldn't let the baby faces talk, much less the heels. But then he was starting to say, "But you listen to them talking about the fans. That's the difference between me and you. Like nobody tells me." So like again, Gunther's like just like his focus, his love of wrestling, which you think would get him over with the fans. But then he just has to say one thing, and he gets the fans like hating him again. So I thought it was a really good promo. I like now that we have confident Gunther back, like the ass kicker back, like he doesn't have confidence issues. So I know you still say he's missing that it factor.
He is missing that it factor.
I still think
I'm not getting off of that.
No, I'm not
he
asking
hasn't
you
found
to.
it yet.
No, but
because you texted me, you're like, you actually texted me during that, and you said, I'm really tired of the you tapped out chants. And
Yes.
I said, until he gives them something else to talk about, to chant, to do, unless they give him something else that's him, that is his legacy right now. He might not be the flashy guy. He needs something. I don't know what it is, but he needs something. And I told you in text, I said he might have to like literally choke out CM Punk or get CM Punk to tap.
Well, did he choke out Jay to regain the title for the second time? I think he tapped him out. Then he tapped out Goldberg. Well, Goldberg passed
I know.
out. So,
but this is different. I think that
I know
those were kind of, so the Jay match, you were kind of like, Jay was playing an injury angle. You kind of were like, all right, they're setting it up for Gunther to go over. And then nobody thought Goldberg was going to win. So what you really had was
he's got to tap out or choke out legitimate guys like Punk, guys like
not
Seth
just
Rollins.
legitimate, but he's got to be in a position where the people are like, oh my God, we're going to get a title on CM Punk. Oh my God, thank God. He's finally going to get it. And then he gets choked out. And then Gunther cuts a promo and just goes, they start the you tapped out chance. If I was him, I'd just be like, yeah, I did. But so did he. And I choked his ass out. Yeah. Boom, done. You negated it all. So, like, it can be done, but you gotta plan it properly. And you're going to have to play it out. I think a lot of people, if Punk doesn't go over, are going to lose their shit.
I can't wait.
But I don't care.
I don't want Punk going over.
I honestly believe that, like, first off, I would never have Punk win at SummerSlam. Punk should go over at Mania, finally. But I think that you just have Seth Rollins and crew keep on fucking it up for him. Just keep ruining it. Just keep swimming. Just keep ruining it. And then
when he does it, it's going to be that much bigger. It's going to be even bigger.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Cody story.
Winning at SummerSlam right now is just like, what is?
That would have been like Cody beating Roman first time out at WrestleMania 40. Would have been a happy moment. Would have been like, yay, excited. But did it have as much weight as when he won it, at 41 last year?
Yes, Bully Ray and Mark Henry were right. Yes, I acknowledge.
But what I'm saying is, if Punk wins at SummerSlam, fans are going to be happy. Yay, Punk won, but it's not going to have the impact, the long-lasting impact. And, WrestleMania creates forever moments. So him doing it at SummerSlam does not create that forever moment for CM Punk. Which, honestly, I don't care if Punk doesn't win at WrestleMania either. Like, I don't
either. I don't think he needs it. He's over. Like, he doesn't need that crap. It doesn't legitimize or delegitimize him, and he doesn't really enhance the title either. Like,
but I think they'll give it to him. I think at some point,
I think they will. I just don't think it does much for him or the title. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So we got Sheamus and Rusev again. Okay.
Yeah.
Already, we can stop with the Vince-ish booking. I'm tired of seeing shit get ran back over and over again. This is the whole, Chelsea Green and Secret Harvest versus
Zelina Vega stuff is just like, again, again, again. I like it. Two big meaty dudes slapping meat, but
I think you're going to see this reran at SummerSlam, and I think it'll be a
blow off.
Stip match. And I think the best stipulation for this type of match would be a last man standing. I think that's how you go with it. Because they've each pinned each other in the ring. They both like to fight. Let them fight till one can't get up from the 10 count. There you go. And then you had that nice and neat feud, whatever. I mean, Rusev, if you want to build Rusev, he's got to go over Sheamus in the long run. So I think Rusev takes the feud. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I enjoyed the match. I thought the previous one they had was better, but this one was still pretty good.
So after that, and since we're talking about tag teams that needed wins, LWO defeats New Day and the Creed brothers for the number one contenders for the tag match. And let me tell you, that was a tag team that needed a win. They've been showing out since Worlds Collide, and it was like, why are we making them cannon fodder? And I get to a certain extent why you do that, because you let them be cannon fodder for so long that you get lulled into this, they're never going to win shit. And I'd like to see that with the Secret Service too, but like what I really wanted with the Secret Service was like, I just wanted them to look like badasses. And for like a brief second they did that. This was a big one for LWO. I'm happy for it. And
I really thought
I
thought the Creed brothers were going to go over when they announced this match. I'm like, oh, the Creed brothers are actually going to get a moment, because Gable's away, and this is an opportunity to maybe.
What do you mean? Grande Americano's still around.
Chad Gable's not.
Are you sick of it yet? I
don't know, but
have we finally hit that point?
I don't know, but we haven't seen Ludwig Kaiser on TV in like 3 or 4 weeks. So I don't know what's going on with him.
I haven't seen Ludwig Kaiser in 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has been a hot minute, but yeah. So we haven't seen either one of them, and we see El Grande. But anyway, this was a fun match. A little bit too much outside. A little bit too much outside interference at times, but it still made it fun. It was good what it was. But yeah, I thought LWO was a great surprise winning that. I was happy for him, and I like it when we kind of get swerved a little bit. So. You can do that to us every now and again. Take the predictability out, because we were talking about a month or so ago on the podcast about how they were kind of doing some stuff that wasn't overly predictable. Well, he's been pretty predictable the last 4 to 6 weeks.
You know who hasn't been predictable on Raw lately? AJ freaking Styles. Yeah. His little clips throughout Raw that night had me dying.
The valet,
the janitor thing, talking to God.
Even being nice to the New Day, like, hey, be careful, I don't want you to slip and fall. Like yeah, AJ's playing that great.
He is playing it so great. He keeps on rolling around with the Coke bottle glasses in hand, too. I love it. AJ Styles is having fun, and I'm having fun with him, man. He's doing great. So then we get Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria. Okay, whatever. More stakes. Won't go for the title. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. This is where I start getting lulled into, like, I'm kind of sick of this. And I'm not really, because I like watching them wrestle, but, like, change it up. I'm tired of watching Becky Lyra. I'm tired of watching Bayley Lyra. Like, no, change it up. But
and I don't know if it was by design, but the match looked very clunky and weird. And that might have been by design because of the weird dynamic between Lyra and Becky.
Yeah, for the tag match itself. But
it threw off a lot of the timing. You could tell because, like, there was a spot that Bayley actually wanted Lyra to help her on. And I think because they were carrying this whole distrust thing, I think Lyra, like, lost her place in the match, and also like, oh yeah, I am supposed to help her, and it really threw off the timing for that, and then a couple other spots as well. Again, it could have been planned as part of the match, but it kind of really looked like it generally threw off the timing, not only for Lyra and Bayley, but for Roxanne and Raquel, which we talked about it last week. Raquel Rodriguez, like, again, improved,
most improved wrestler this year.
Yes, by far.
By far.
Yeah.
And in fairness to her. So she was on the upswing, and then she she disappeared for a minute and then came back, and then her skin condition or whatever it was flared up. And it was really disappointing because she was on the upswing trajectory there, and she's surpassed that now. She's doing great, so I'm really proud of her. It is what it is. Like, Judgment Day having a lot of titles is kind of cool.
And
So,
it kind of gets me wondering now because they're fighting Bliss and Charlotte at SummerSlam. I don't think it's a shoe in that Bliss and Charlotte take the titles off of those two at SummerSlam. I think you might see
maybe not.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. You might keep them on there for a little while, maybe until Liv comes back. Who knows? But it just depends on when.
That is the determining factor.
That's a long
when
time.
Does Liv Morgan come back?
Yeah, and it could be a long time.
Well, but I mean, that drives the train, right? Like, you keep it on them if she's close to coming back. You can take it off of them because, look, you give Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair those titles, they're gonna run. They're gonna run with it. Kind of Becky with the IC. So, side note on Becky, she is so leaning into the Becky Hogan shit. Like, I love it. Like, even her colors, like, she made sure she at least had like a yellow wristband and she was wearing a red coat. I was like, she's doing it on purpose, and I love it.
Yeah, it's
good on her, man.
It's kind of like an FU to the IWC.
It is, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
So, speaking of IWC, they love them some Karrion Kross, and he beat the piss out of Sami Zayn.
Yes.
And my only gripe with this match was on Sami Zayn's side where he no-sold shit.
Yeah.
He was another one that really was kind of glossing over crap, and it's like, but again, plunky underdog, blah, blah, blah. I'm just glad Kross went over. I'm glad he did it blatantly and hard with the pipe and everything else. It was just worth it.
I still would like to see Kross use a little bit more of his MMA background or his.
I think he's just got to wrestle more. He's got to have people that. The problem is in him executing. The problem is somebody on the receiving end has to be up to par. Yeah. I think that look, Kross and that's 1-1 now with Kross and Sammy. That's going to be at SummerSlam, and it's going to be a stip match with a blow off.
Probably
for sure.
And maybe it's the stip might be. I don't know what the stip is. Maybe it's a I quit match or something. Who knows? But man, it bugged me in that match because I was telling you during that match, I'm like, Sami Zayn is doing moves in the ring that a guy with banged up ribs should not be able to do.
I agree. I'm pissed.
I would have been fine if Sami attempted it and then dropped him because he couldn't do it. Like, he would sell like his ribs hurt, but he no-sold. Yeah, he no-sold last week too. Yeah, it's like the tape gets ripped off, and he should be like, as soon as the bandage comes off, he should be like hiding the ribs and trying to protect them because they're not supported anymore. Yeah, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, go with it. Yeah, pluck away, starts shaking, and then he sits in the corner and starts shaking like he's having a seizure for like 60 seconds before he does. It's like, I don't know. I'm losing the buy-in on Sami Zayn unless they do something drastic. Like not his in-ring ability. It's just how his character is. It's just. Yeah, it's just. You got it right away. It took me a little while, but now when I watch it and I like, yeah, man, Sean's right about this. This is like. And again, yeah, not selling the ribs. That's like, I'm not a wrestling snob, but like I said about 20 minutes ago, that shit matters to me. Like, I want it, I want it to look like it hurts. And like, for you to just have banged up ribs and then like something that hurts and you barely sell it. He's been cracked in the ribs with the pipe multiple weeks. Yeah. Like, that's the thing too. It's not like it's a one-off. It's happened multiple times. Like, sell it, dude. So, we got Io Sky and Stephanie Fakir, but Naomi comes and dorks it up. Rhea comes, makes a save. Yeah. It was a good match. It was a good, cool matchup to see the dynamic of Io and Fakir. Definitely, I wouldn't say a dream match, but it was definitely one that got the fans excited about. Because when they announced, we also got some Chelsea Green. Yeah. So. Yep. And then there's Rhea coming out and looking dominant, which tells me Rhea's not winning at SummerSlam. No, she's going to win in Perth. Yeah. She's got to win it, yeah. Yep. Good call. So,
Then we get to the end of the show.
Time for the good stuff.
Hey,
Yeah,
loosen up. All
crack
right.
the neck.
First off, we are back. They're just running everything back with Roman Reigns, and it's annoying. Like, oh, Roman is gracing us with his presence. He might as well be out there doing the Queen Elizabeth, like, circle hand, hi, I'm back. Like, I'm so. He starts making points. I told you I had an issue with it because he was rewriting history, right? Like, I had a big beef with some of his dialogue. And all he was doing with. First off, folks, here's a news flash. If Roman Reigns was there on the regular, he would not be getting the pops that he's getting right now. Because, yes, it is special when he comes out. I get it. But you know what? You have to back that up with something with substance. And, like, he was trying to give you substance, but he was rewriting history. He blamed Paul Heyman for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, he's like, I let you in my family. I'm like, well, that's on you, not him. You screwed up, for one. For two, it's one of two things. Either you were the guy in charge calling the shots, or Paul Heyman was in charge calling the shots. So if Paul Heyman's to blame, then you're an imbecile and a lackey.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. So one of the two has to be true. So either Roman was Paul's bitch, or Paul was Roman's lackey. It is what it is, but, like, I think that rewriting history and being like, oh, he did this, he did that. He whined about him getting punked. He's like, you turned on me for your best friend. It was like, he set that up to help protect you, you effing moron. He's been crying about that and boo-boo faced about that. And, like, everything with him was just so meh.
Yeah.
And, like, you got no substance. I get it. It's a quick build. Apparently, he's going to grace us with his presence all the way to SummerSlam. So, yay.
Wow.
But, yeah, I know. Like, actually on TV. Well, he doesn't have a backroom clubhouse to hide anymore unless he takes over Judgment Days.
Yeah.
But,
Well, what I
but
don't like
now
too
you
is
got...
I hate how he played off Paul Heyman in it too. Like he almost made Paul seem like he's insignificant here. Like, first of all, like Paul Heyman's one of the most influential guys in wrestling of the last 40 years. The guy from WCW to the Dangerous Alliance to ECW to stuff he did in WWE, then got fired and then came back, got fired again, started up, whatever he's done. And then he's had guys like Brock Lesnar. He's had guys in the past, CM Punk, Big Show, so many other guys Paul Heyman doesn't need you. Like, you benefit from having Paul Heyman. As I say, Paul Heyman does not benefit from being with you. And and that's what I like about until Seth got hurt or whatever's happening here. Like, Seth is like, without publicly saying it, he's given Paul like that recognition of how great he is with the Oracle. Like, hey, he might be a slimy son of a bitch, but I got like the Oracle, the wisest man in wrestling, like the guy that's been around, seen it all, done it all, and I got him. And so like he uses Heyman in a good way. So even with Seth being out, just Paul being out there with Braun and Breaker, with Breaker and Bronson Reed. I even like Bronson Reed holding up the title, holding up the Money in the Bank. Doesn't mean anything, but like it's unity in there. Like he's like, hey, I'm this little piece of Seth.
They're on board.
Yeah,
they're on board, and it's just.
That's why I think that we might see Rollins cash in at SummerSlam, because we were talking about before we went on here. They always talk about the plan. Well, what a great frickin' plan it would be to have Seth Rollins get legitimately hurt and make storyline gold out of it by like, well, he's not hurt that bad, but we're going to hush-hush, and we're going to sell as serious for him to come back. And then Paul Heyman could just be the most, and Seth Rollins together can be the most obnoxious, egotistical assholes and say, we got you. We got you epic. Was I hurt? Yes. He goes, but not as bad as y'all thought I was. He's like, it was all part of the plan. Did the plan have to
So-
change? Yes, but this became the plan. If they talk about a plan, then if they can do it, then it's got to be the plan. But again, it just depends on, and nobody knows how hurt Seth Rollins really is. And it's been a week and a half, hasn't it, since he got hurt?
That was Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, not
we
last
got
weekend, the
another
weekend before.
Week. Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 weeks this Saturday.
So, I mean, we
But-
still really haven't heard much.
I don't know, man. Like, if I would have got a little more if we would have got a little bit more for Roman Reigns, I might have bought in. But, like, I'm not buying it when you just come in and you're like, calling Paul names and like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're a heel, douche. Like, you weren't doing it, don't come in here all altruistic. And you've said to me via text, you're like, well, I don't think they can allow him to be humbled. Bullshit. He needs to be humbled. Because until he will never make the transition to a face until he eats some crow. Period. But he's not around long enough to eat that crow. So now people just want him to come in and pop for him and then put him over and like, yay. What is this tag match going to do for him? Nothing. Nobody cares. Like, yes, people care because they're Roman Reigns fans. I don't care. Is he going to take a backseat to Jey Uso? Like, is this him handing off the torch for himself now? Like, I don't know, man. Like, it just, you had the guy that said F you and turned on you at WrestleMania. You haven't been here since the day after that weekend, that Monday Raw. And all you can do is name call and rewrite history? You got to come better than that, man. You got to come better than that. And it's just, and then to have, he basically went like Fast and Furious on it. It's all about family. Yeah. He went Vin Diesel.
And I also saw, too, it seemed like there was a pointed effort to try to make Roman Reigns try to acknowledge the fans in a babyface way. Like, because people like...
Until he eats the crow. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Because you're still doing the same shit you did as a heel.
Yep.
Acknowledge me. Well, what face does that? Hey, cheer for me. It's chasing the hug. But he did it in a way that made it cool.
Would it be nice to see sometime, like, where Roman just walks out and he doesn't raise the finger, and then the fans raise their finger, and then Roman says, I acknowledge you. But you'll never. That's stuff they need to do.
Yes. But they're playing this like middle ground with him where he's kind of heel, but people are popping for him, so he counts as a face. The only reason people are popping for him is he hasn't been around. He's not here to save wrestling, right? Because he's not going to be around enough to save wrestling.
He's become a special attraction now, is what he's become.
He is, and that's fine. But acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Like, accept that. Like, you're here because you're an attraction, which is fine. But don't expect, but you also can't phone it in. He phoned it in. And some of that was the crowd. This is where the crowd got on my nerves because I was like, no, we need to hear this. And they just wouldn't do it. We got to chant over everything.
We got to chant OTC. We got to chant Paul Heyman's an asshole. We got to do. It was like they were nothing against the fine people of Houston, but that crowd was like, oh my gosh! It was like trying to have a conversation with somebody while 3 birthday parties are going on at Chuck E. Cheese or something. It was just chaos.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm willing to give this a chance, but like, can we just stop with like shit or get off the pot? Is Roman a face? If he's a face, let him go full face. This tweener crap doesn't work for him. You're either the tribal chief, or you're not. Right? You can't go back to being the big dog. That's the one thing Braun Breaker hit out of the park. He was like, I'm the big dog now. Yes, he is. They bark for him. Like, I'm sorry, like, you cannot go back to the big dog as Roman Reigns. So you need to identify who the F you are now. And if you're going face, you need to figure it out quick. You know, him being a heel is just, I don't know. I hate the tweener crap. I don't need it like blatant, like 100%, like in my face. You know, he doesn't have to come out and hand out puppies and freaking whatnot. But he's got to stop doing he either stops doing heel antics, you know, because right now he came out and he tried to play the victim.
Yep. So he had a great opportunity in that interview because he brought up how he wasn't around because he was home taking care of the future bloodline, talking about his kids, right? Which he's got like 5 or 6 of them or whatever. Great opportunity for him to segue right from there. And he goes, and you know what? That time away, raising the younger bloodline, has made me realize the importance of being a leader, of being a good person, of not abusing my power and authority and using my power and authority for good. He had all that opportunity to. They could have fed off of that because now you made a connection. Like Roman Reigns, just not as the pro wrestler, as a tribal chief, but he let you in a little bit as Roman Reigns the father, and they just dropped it. Because what that
What
would
it,
get
I
that would
told
get
you.
that could get you over with the fans. Like, hey, you know, it took my kids spending time with my kids and being away from this to realize like what I was doing. I was not a good example for them. I'm not a or this and that, and they could have worked it in. And like then he could have said, Paul, I never should have listened to you. You were like a cancer. Like I fed into all your bullshit and blah blah blah. Like and then just
But
say
it
like,
makes him look weak. That's the problem. That's the
well,
problem
you're
with this
talking about
whole
the
course
humble.
of
You're talking
action.
about the humble thing. If he
Right,
expressed that
no, but
humility,
if he goes after Paul like that, it makes him look weak. That's the problem. Like, him and Paul have you have to walk that line so effing delicately. Because if you go, I should have never listened to you. Okay, but you did. So were you a gullible idiot? Or were you calling the shots? That's my problem with this. This is where the whole rewriting the
well,
history thing
that's where he could have
pissed
said it.
me off.
Well, he could have said, "I trusted you, Paul, to do the right thing by the family." And you didn't do the right thing by the family. You did the right thing
That
by
works.
Paul Heyman. And then you can look right at Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and like, and he's going to do the same thing to you guys and your buddy Seth Rollins because he'll do the same thing to you. Because when is he? He's turned on everybody. Hell, he even turned on Brock Black back in the day and left him for Big Show. He has turned on everybody and anybody he's managed. And Roman could have hit on that. He started to at the beginning with Braun, and then it just broke down to silliness and then fighting and then roll credits. And I was like, all right, so I stayed up an extra 10 minutes for that.
Yep, and I watched, like I said, and what did we get out of it? We already know what the match is at SummerSlam. It's him and Jay versus those two.
Okay,
The
big
only
whoop, but
interesting thing, I
no, I'm saying
the
I'm
problem
agreeing
is
with you. It's like big whoop, like okay, this is match, but what's
what's
behind
it
it?
do for you?
Yeah,
It's great for Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and I think they should go over. Like unless you're going for the cheap, like good feels, and you want Jay and Roman together, but I don't
unless
know, man.
Roman's going
Like
to hang out after SummerSlam and do up maybe up to Survivor Series, then I could see. But if Roman's coming back for a one-off, which who knows, then it'd be
that's my point.
the thing is, where does it lead? Like, how does it build what happens after SummerSlam? For if not Roman's hanging around, where does this give Jay after SummerSlam? What does it give Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman and that faction? Like, what does it help for their direction post SummerSlam? Like, yeah, you have that
It
match
doesn't.
on that night, but like, what does it do for the next to set up for stuff down the line? You know, or is it just like the Jelly Roll thing? Is it
Nothing.
just a one-off? Yeah, nothing. But I'm more excited about Jelly Roll in that match, a hell of a lot more than I am about this one right now.
Yeah. Well,
So you got 2 SmackDowns to
and
convince me,
that's
and
my
Raw.
point in all this.
Yep. You got
Yep.
you got
Well, no,
3
it's only
episodic
Raw.
shows
He's
before.
on Raw now.
But sometimes the Go Home SmackDown show they got all hands on deck. So who knows?
Fair enough.
But you only got 2
I don't
hours
know,
to
man.
shove it.
It
You got
just
2 hours to shove 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag on Friday. So we'll see.
got 2
But
days to do it too. A 2 day show to do it, but I don't know,
oh
man.
man,
Like,
we're a little ornery today,
there's
aren't we?
ways you could do it. I'm very honorary because, like, I'm gonna be fair. Like, I intentionally let this stew a little bit, hoping that I would get off of, because I know for a fact I come across as very negative Roman Reigns, and that's not the problem. I'm very negative part timer, and I'm very negative if you are coming. the The complexity of Roman Reigns is he hasn't been gone away long enough for it to just be cool that he's back. But he's also not as compelling in a part-time role. So I don't I don't love him because he finally came back after a year or two. But I also like he is back, but his character work sucks and I don't care. And that's the disappointing part. He's in this limbo area of what is he, because you can't just show up and be like, they popped for me. Well, of course they popped for you. You came back. You're a return. And you're an event. That's fine. But that doesn't make you a face. Just because they pop doesn't make you a face. So, I don't know. Like, I'm real ornery about it because the story doesn't make sense to me.
And the problem is too, Roman's never been exceptionally gifted on at the promo or on the mic. He's not. He's been adequate, but he's not like he's not a great promo guy. Like he's not going to sit there and do zingers with Paul Heyman or even Seth Rollins, who's a great promo. So like that's another thing too. So you come out there, you pose, you do your little one things, you make your little comments, but like I've never really heard Roman Reigns ever carry. Probably the best promo he ever did was when he had to take time off because his leukemia came back. I'm just Joe promo.
I told you, the best promo he ever cut was the I Am Joe, period. It was
Maybe that's what
authentic.
you got to do. Maybe you could even have Roman come out one time alone and say,
Well,
"Hey,
that's what I said. Like,
hey, can
he
I
needs
just
to
be?"
come.
He could even say, "Like, hey, can I just be Joe for like 5 minutes here?" And like be Joe, and then go back and at the end do Roman Reigns, whatever.
Well, he can do that still. Like, if you want to talk about family and everything else, just be authentic about it. But you
Yeah,
have to call yourself out too. And he
yeah,
didn't. And again, that's what annoyed me about this promo. He basically came out, blamed everything on Paul, played the victim, and then, like, reverted to childish name calling. And that to me did not make for a great promo. Like, it felt like he was ramping up to substance, and he kind of derailed and went, nah, freaking boo boo, Paul sucks, I'm out. And, because all the post match stuff, that was all just there to be there, right? Like, we got the side by side spears. Okay. I care more about Jay as a character than I do Roman right now.
yeah. Because Jay's going to
Period.
be around for a while and all the times. Yeah, you don't want
And
you don't want to hurt Jay's run for the sake of Roman.
I get that families forgive each other, but can we at least have the effing conversation of like how you screwed everybody? Like, we've never even gotten that. We never even got the acknowledgement of I pissed away my relationship with Jay. I pissed away my relationship with Jimmy. I crapped on Sami Zayn and put him in a bad spot. That's the whole point of this. In all his time, and especially now that he's part time,
Yep, it
he
needs to be
has
explained.
never once owned anything
Yep.
responsibility wise.
Yep.
And then he had a prime opportunity. I'm back. I'm here to make things right. And what did he do? He cried about Punk. He blamed Paul for everything. He reverted to name calling. Like, none of that is taking responsibility.
So, like,
Period.
it was either last week or the week before on the podcast. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I mentioned about when, or it might have been longer than that, when Jacob Fatu and Jimmy started working together. And I said it was nice that they didn't have like the big hug it out moment and this and that. They just kind of like, yep, we're working together. Like, hey, we're good. Like, you good, we're good. Hey, shit's in the past. Roman he's been so egregious. He has to explain himself. Fatu and Jimmy getting back together. Hey, man, family fights, whatever, they're back together. But what Roman did was far more egregious than what Jacob Fatu did.
He shit on everyone.
Right. So
He
he
shit
needs to
on
answer.
everyone.
So,
Everyone.
yeah.
All his
Yep.
family that he cares about so much, he shit on Solo. He shit on freaking Jimmy. He shit on Jay. And, like, he hasn't even acknowledged Jacob or JC Mateo or whatever. And, like, everybody's just like, Roman's back and it's great. Well, no. I need closure to the point where I need Roman to come out and go, I was an asshole. If he would have given me that by now, I'd be like, cool, show up whenever. But the fact that he doesn't come back and own it, I'm just like, whatevs.
It's
Like,
hollow.
you have no credibility with me. It's hollow. Thank you. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's hollow. So,
Well, I think we
fun times.
I think we hit Roman over the head with the proverbial chair here pretty good today, and some other things. But
That's fine. He'll take lessons from Sammy and no sell it.
yeah, there we go. It's all about the no sell. But for me,
It's all about no selling. It's all work.
I'm interested in SummerSlam. I'm not excited yet. A couple matches I'm excited, but I'm not like amped up for the show yet. So hopefully they'll pique my interest.
I'm getting there. Like,
yeah. Let's see how the go home shows are. I mean, of course I'm gonna watch it, but like I want to buy into it. But
what do we got? Okay, so here's what we got so far for SummerSlam. It's announced. So, obviously, Cena, Cody. Okay.
Mhm.
We have Triple Threat, Rhea, Io, Naomi. Kind of cool. I'm down for that. Punk and... See, you want to know what they say for... CM Punk runs the gauntlet to secure title showdown against Gunther. He didn't run shit. He had a match. Like, oh, it annoys me so much. Like,
I hope
Gunther
eats him alive. I really do. I want him to chop CM Punk so hard his tattoos come off.
Let's see. Tiffany Stratton and Jade. We kind of knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson. Okay. So far,
Yeah,
all right.
Sure.
All right, Card. I know a lot more is going to build this week.
Yeah, you still got to find a spot for LA Knight. You still got to find a spot for Penta. Pretty sure you're going to see some SmackDown tag team. I'm sure the Wyatts will be part of SummerSlam. God, you got to put the Wyatts on a pay-per-view, man. I don't think they've been on one yet since they come back. So, and if they had, it would have been very memorable.
Seeing MetLife blacked out, ooh, that'd be cool. Go all in, man. But yeah,
I think we kind of touched a little bit on SummerSlam this show. I think next week we'll definitely do a little deeper dive on the upcoming SummerSlam show.
We got to have predictions.
We will.
Next show, or what? Wait. So, trying to work out my schedule quick. So this next show, will be the last show before I go to my next race, right? Or no?
No, you got the family reunion coming up or something. You got a wedding or something for SummerSlam weekend, don't you?
Yeah.
You're not in the Glen.
No, family reunion. Hold on here.
Yeah, that's it. And then you got the Glen coming up later on.
Hopefully we're recording on the 29th. And I'm done with school finally. So yeah, the next show is our SummerSlam preview show, where we make all our predictions, and that one will go a little lengthy, but this one went long, but I was getting my vial about Roman out, and then I'm in the Glen. So the post SummerSlam show. So the good news, folks, though, is now that Sean's about done with school, we'll be moving the pod to Tuesdays, so it'll be closer to the Fallout shows, so it'll be a little more relevant and recent for y'all. But I'm hoping that starts next week. I just got to crack down and do 2 weeks worth of schoolwork and get done early. But the great news is this podcast is gonna start posting and hosting on Tuesday nights now, and then it'll be right after Raw, so everything will be nice and fresh in your mind. So my gripes aren't a little stale like they are on a Wednesday. So it'll be fun. Hopefully Matt gets better weather on Tuesdays as opposed to Wednesdays, so he's not hiding under the canopy fighting thunderstorms and lightning. So lots of good stuff coming, lots of excitement. Hey, lots of great engagement out there.
Yeah.
A lot of great engagement out there on TikTok and everything else. Ooh, man, I almost went old man and said the TikTok. Anyways,
TikTok.
A lot of great interactions out there, folks. Because you said, which was the hot debate this week, Matt, on TikTok? Which one was the hot one?
The hot debate was the gauntlet match, about like how you thought that you didn't like the fact Punk came out in the final one.
No,
but and some of our
talked.
I mean,
so in pre-show, Matt and I talked about this.
Posts.
Yeah, Matt and I talked about this in pre-show. The big problem is that, like I said, my biggest contention with the gauntlet thing is the same problem I have with Royal Rumbles. Right, when you come out and say CM Punk runs the gauntlet, it's right on WWE's page, and someday I'm going to figure out how to screen capture and show this on the podcast. But you said he ran the gauntlet. He didn't run the gauntlet. He had one match. He came out last. It's like saying
the gauntlet
that,
match, but he didn't run the gauntlet. He won the match, but
yes,
not the gauntlet.
If you would have said he won the gauntlet match, fine. If you say he ran the gauntlet, totally different context. It's just like saying that the person that came in 30th and won the Royal Rumble beat 30 other people. It's horse crap. No, they didn't. They beat 1, 2, 3, or whoever was in the ring at the time. Like, I can't buy that because it's trying to manufacture something that's greatness that isn't actual greatness. So it really does bother me at times. So, yeah. All right, off that soapbox.
I think that's
go Gunther, go.
Go Gunther, go. I think that's all I got for this week, Sean. Other than the fact
that,
again,
I think
keep liking and subscribing and posting and commenting and call us out when we're wrong. Hey, we're not right all the time.
Absolutely.
Sometimes we're not even close to right, but hey, that's okay. But again, we'll be posting more stuff here tonight with this episode and some shorts, and we'll get them out. Thank you again for your views. I try to get them out a late afternoon. I'm on Central Time. I've been playing with it, trying to see what the best time is. Man, I can't figure out the algorithm. I don't know. I'm taking a statistics class this semester. Maybe that'll help with algorithms. I don't know. But anyway, that's all I got.
Hear that, young people? Old people go to college, too. Both of us are in college right now.
Yeah.
But I'm about to be done, bitches. 2 weeks to go.
There you go.
So excited.
About 2 years.
So ready to be done.
But I only
2 weeks.
I only do 4 classes a semester. So that's 12, 13 hours. I don't go 15 of them. I'm not trying to kill myself.
I ain't trying to kill myself. I just want my master's and to be done with it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
There you go. Done.
But, yep. Like, subscribe. Find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, LMNOP, QRS, TUV. Find us anywhere you want. If you need us somewhere else, just hit us up. But as always, folks, have a great week. It's the lead up to SummerSlam now. Let's enjoy the ride. I'll talk to you later. Matt, we're out.
We're out.
Have a good one, buddy.
Thank you. You too, buddy.